the CaliforIOWAN. I love you, neck of the woods. Hello. Hello. This is a safe space for us as creators. Oh, thank you. Thank you. For the shot or Fadachi. This is a safe space for us creatives, right? Like we can bear ourselves out in a public sphere and not be judged, right? Right? Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. And I'm Chris, the CaliforIOWAN. I'm Chris. I live in California, so I'm Californian, and I'm from Iowa, so I'm Iowan. Anybody want some of this? Or this? Nope. That's Mrs. CaliforIOWAN's right here. This is Mrs. CaliforIOWAN's right here. Okay? So let's just keep some space it out. She's actually not, she didn't take my last name after we got married. She's actually Mrs. CaliforIOWAN. Yeah, oh, yeah. Get them desert girls. But, so this story here then goes into all those times where the line got crossed on my behalf. So back in the day when I was just Chris the Iowan, out in the cornfields in my town that's surrounded by cornfields, I worked in a small town bar and grill and would be serving people food and beverages, and I would regularly, every month there's this Red Hat Society. There are these older ladies, you have to be like 70 plus to join it, and they wear red hats, and they all get together, and then they go fuck up some service person's like shift. Like, they're just coming in bringing terror. They're not like, they're getting hopped up off lemonade and shit. And so, but they're there, and they're sexually harassing me. A 17-year-old. Like, I'm serving them, getting paid, knowing I'm not getting a tip, but they'll just like drop a little bit of, like a couple quarters, and they're like, whoa, can you pick up on change? And I'm like, the first time I'm dumb, I don't know any better. These are like, I had a grandma, and I'm like, grandma would be like, yeah, sure, can you pick that up for me? Like, yeah. So I go to pick up, and I'm, oh, what? I'm like, well, I didn't really, it's like deer in the headlights, like, the first time you get groped, it's memorable. And she's like, we can make it $1 if we go back to my place. Oh my gosh, no thank you, no thank you. That actually happened. Like somewhere in our society, it's okay for us to just spank people, like in sports. And I'm okay with that if I'm on the team, and like you scored a goal or I scored a goal. Like, okay, like I get that. But even just last week, one of our Golden State Warriors, he flies into the front row to get an errant ball. He grabs it. The guy catches him and kind of pushes him back on the court, and he just goes, spanks him in the ass. Grown-ass basketball man. That dude could fucking rock him, and he still just has the gall to like clock him right in the butt. And it's just like, guy let it go, but like how manly does someone have to be, or not manly, but like how physically prowess, like the nerve of this dude, just going and grabbing, like people grab other people without consent. It's fucked up. Whew.
It's okay, I'm a coach.
And so, now that's where college, anytime that happened to me, I wasn't necessarily against it. And then I became a trainer, and the whole fitness industry is just kind of fucked. Like, it's super sexual, and not in a good way at times. It's really awkward. Like, I'd be literally mid-session with the client, or like talking about like, oh, your dear friend just passed away last week. Oh, condolences, I'm so sorry. And my manager would come in, good job this month. And it's like, you got it. That's how I'm a fucking fitness professional, is like I don't even fucking show it at that point in time. I'm just like, yeah, I'm there for you. The tears were real though. I'm like, that's not how we do it. But then that's where I'm thinking, like, how do we get this to become not a thing in society? We need like a PSA campaign. And I'm talking like a full-fledged campaign. Like the best advertising that we have, speaking of advertising, the best advertising we'll have is like Super Bowl. You'll have like all those commercials that kind of seg into each other, right? And so I was thinking like, what's more manly than, or more physically prowess than, because I'm not gender identifying situations here, but what's more physical prowess than a basketball player getting slapped? A superhero. Who was someone that, there were people and the kids and everyone would listen to? Batman. So we got Batman on the PSAs here. And so the first situation is Batman's getting into the Batmobile, and there's Robin, already slightly questionable, and he, Jeepers Creepers, Batman! Like, could not refuse a grope on the way into the car in the Batmobile. And so Batman's like, hey, Robin, it's inappropriate for you to touch my utility belt. Second time around, that Robin does it. For fuck's sake, Robin. And we haven't seen him in movies since. Like, has anyone seen Robin since? Like, Batman serviced that situation, handled it, not service, but handled it. And then, but it's not believable if it's just from Robin, because like the villain's got to be slightly that way too, right? It's just like, all right, the Joker, for instance, like after a well-respected battle amongst enemy and Batman, Joker knows he's leaving, he's got Batman bamboozled, he just on the way out gives him a little grope. Batman being Batman's like, hey, not without my consent. And so, second time happens, Joker gets him bamboozled again, because they just go back and forth, and he's like, Joker, more like Groper. Yeah, so moral of the story is, if you didn't throw me a punch, if you didn't throw me a touchdown pass, you have no right spanking my ass. Unless it's for my wife. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. Thank you all. I love you. Jocelyn, Chipper, Wesley, Gerard. Thank you, Gerard. My bad is what it was. Chris, the CaliforIOWAN, everybody, one more time.
Fellow member of the Three Stripe Life crew.
My man.